Dude, there were so many fights in that game. I mean, it was great.
Yeah, dude, but they lost.
What? But toughness.
Doesn't matter how tough you are if your team's not any good.
But Brian Burke said in the summer that the team would have more truck drivers and they'd be fighting and winning.
Yeah, but this team doesn't have Pronger, Niedermeyer, Perry, Getzlaff. Did you say truck drivers or truculence?
The right one.
Boom! You ready? Big news.
What?
Whoosh. Seriously?
No pigs yet.
What?
What was he doing?
Wow.
Bring them on.
Beautiful. Leafs lose 3-2 to the Ottawa Senators in regulation, and if you're a Leafs fan today, you might as well be wearing a sign that says this. Note how much bigger the second number is than the first. People who watch my live post-game chat on Leafspace.com are saying, oh, he did this joke in the live chat, except he actually ate the post-it note after.
Tastes like defeat. Yes, waiter, I'll have the defeat with a side of weak sauce.
Mike Fisher scores first for the Sens, having the Leafs let in the first goal for the 17th time out of the first 19 games. The Leafs are turning into that nerdy kid just searching for internet videos.
First, LOL, no you're not, epic fail.
But then Phil Kessel comes in and says, do I gotta do everything myself, and scores to make it 1-1.
He's the one they call Dr. Phil Good. He's the only one that scores goals.
And then put on your fighting caps, folks. Orr goes with Karkner, Schenn goes with Neal. At one point I think Wilson went with Klooston because there were so many fights. And with the game 2-1, yes, the Leafs actually had a lead at one point. Schenn and Gunnarsson are in front of the net. One says go this way, the other says go that way, and the whole time Mahalik is standing there, tips in the puck, and it's a 2-2 game. The answer to some of the Leafs' problems just seems so obvious. Your opponent's going hard to the net. You're not. So go to the front of the net, and when you don't have the puck, move the other team from in front of yours. And it's easy to just say,
bench someone and call up Stallberg and Hansen.
And yes, there are some fans calling for change just for change's sake. But during the preseason, all we saw was Hansen and Stallberg put their big bodies in front of the net and scoring garbage goals. Ignore the first word, garbage, and focus on what's important, goals. And while Schenn was trying to send a message by fighting Neal, because I mean Neal was messing with Schenn, and then he tried to push Stempniak into the Senators bench, but Schenn should not be taking on guys like Neal. Not necessarily because I think Neal's tougher, but Luke Schenn is far more important to the Toronto Maple Leafs than Chris Neal is to the Ottawa Senators. Chris Neal plays a role for them, and that's fine, and it's important, but Luke Schenn is supposed to be, like, they're throwing around future captain and stuff like that. And he only played 10 minutes and 20 seconds last night, so I'd rather see him out on the ice instead of in the box. Last year, Schenn made this Leafs roster against all odds. This year, it was like, yeah, no problem, guaranteed roster spot, which is exactly the type of system that this new management was brought in to change, and absolutely 100% hasn't. Last year it was a matter of, oh yeah, I'm not going to make this team? Alright, that's fine, I'll show you. And he did. And I've told you guys before, I've been to Leaf games, I've seen him on the ice when the camera's not on him, and he's still the best player on the ice. This year it just hasn't been the case, and I know you guys don't really want to see him benched, and I don't either, but what can be done to get Luke Schenn playing like Luke Schenn? Yeah, you're icing a tougher team, so what? Teams come in to play the Leafs, sure they don't want to get punched in the face or crunched into the boards, but they know they're walking away with 2 points. What's scary about that? It'd be nice to see the Leafs get a guy like Brendan Shanahan, who was tough but could get it done as well. Brendan Shanahan finally decided to hang up the skates after a long and illustrious career. I don't need to say congratulations to the guy because he's got the rings for that, but Brendan Shanahan, congratulations on an excellent NHL career. Leafs, in the meantime, be more like that. So my question to you guys is Game 20, the unofficial quarter mark of the NHL season, because you can't have Game 20 and a half. It's against the Carolina Hurricanes. What happens if the Leafs lose that game and leave as the worst team in the NHL? And this is more for people living in the GTA. Have you been to a Marlies game yet this year? It's hard to say call up Hansen and Stallberg when you haven't seen them. So follow me on Twitter. That's twitter.com/Steve_Dangle. Add me as a friend on Leafspace. Please, I need more friends. And next time I say we're doing a live chat on Leafspace.com, please join us. It was a lot of fun.
Fun eating paper.
Peace, guys.